This devotion is based on Psalm 127, and I don't know about you if you've seen this yet or read it yet, but I needed to read this today. It was just what I needed for perspective, and I'd encourage you to read it as well. And the question I want to ask you is this: what are you passionate about building? In other words, what are you caught up in your life pursuing or seeking? It says in this psalm, it talks about houses, churches, families, and so on, all good things, but we can lose our perspective and we can actually slip into playing God's role instead of ours. And this psalm reminds us it is God who builds, it is God who protects, it's God who provides rest. And children, we know that's in God's hands. You know, we went through a time in our life, seems like a lifetime ago, where we couldn't get pregnant, we couldn't have children, and we just had to wait and trust God. And thankfully, because it's in his hands, he blessed us with kids. Verse 1 says, Psalm 127, unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labour in vain. So what are you pursuing in your life? You know, I hope it's not just building your nest, your lifestyle or pleasure or experiences. I hope you're not just caught up in the prevailing worldly culture that's about all that stuff. I hope you're building something that's about God. Because the author of this is actually Solomon. And it reminds me, it has a bit of Ecclesiastes flavour to it, where he says in verse 1 of Ecclesiastes, vanity, vanity, all is vanity, or as it says in the NIV, meaningless. Everything's meaningless or pointless. And that's something that comes up in this psalm a lot. In vain, in vain, in vain. It's all in vain if it's us trying to get some stuff done. And we may not be falling to worldliness, but we can certainly lose our perspective and be driving hard off our own bat. So I love verse 2, but just the end of verse 2, it says, he grants sleep to those he loves. There's a special rest available to those who have the right perspective. Let God be God. Remember that he's the one who never sleeps. He's always doing his work. So Lord, give us that perspective. Great psalm.